What up, gamers? Fancier here, and welcome back to Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. So, the new update is out with the new event, Echo of Dawn. We'll be playing through this for the next couple of videos, so yeah, let's go do it, man. Story. Did a bit of the supplies, because I want to just get that done as soon as possible, you know, get the most out of the resources. But yeah, here we go. We got, yeah, pretty much a straight line here, it seems. Okay. So, like, there's like, what? I guess at least 3 of these, I guess cutscene only, and 9 battles, so 12 overall. Okay, let's go do it, man. And then yeah, after this update, they hinted at a big update like after this, so I'm excited for that. Alright, let me get my other mouse here. Creak. With a deafening screech, the doors to the intercontinental train car slowly grind open. A green-tinted figure rides the flow of the crowd into the cabin and quickly strides over to her cramped window seat. It's not going. I think the game is like freezing for a bit. There we go. I'm on the train. I'll be back once the request is complete. Diane will manage the squad's affairs while I'm away. I would also urge everyone to rationally consider my proposal. After sending that message to the squad's chat group, Zhaohui puts down her comm terminal and turns her gaze outside the train window. Somewhere, in a place where she cannot see, a gigantic MBV is encamped in the wilderness over 10 kilometers away from the supply station. Just then, metal shutters close over the armored glass windows of the cabin, obscuring everything from view. With nothing to look at, Zhaohui shifts her gaze to look inside the cabin. More and more people file into the cabin, filling up the seats around her. Soon, there is a loud whistling as the fully loaded train lurches into motion, gradually picking up speed as it pulls out of this tiny supply station, and also away from the Elmo. So, okay, is this like... I know they met up, right? I kind of forgot what happened before, but I know they met up. And I guess this is them, you know, just going away from the Elmo, like after all that. Like in the event story. 1 week ago, aboard the Elmo has set off once again after the mission to render emergency assistance to 404. And we're heading toward Liv to keep our promise with Kalina. Okay, so this is during the whole thing with Klukai and Michtu and stuff. All that stuff with 404. Ever since we got caught up in this crazy commission, the masterminds hidden within the shadows have gradually come to the fore. As a result, the agreement that has bound me for 10 years has begun to lapse, and the number of dolls who just so happen to return to the Elmo has grown as well. While meeting with old friends again is always a joyous occasion, it does lead to some awkward moments at times. For instance, I heard of obshares in a place like this? That does seem to be the case. What should we do about them, Commander? 3 minutes ago, I was chatting idly with the others when I got a report from Mailing. The Elmo encountered a herd of obshares while cruising across the landscape. I reflexively begin issuing orders to the dolls around me in order to get us into action quickly and minimize damage to the MBV's undercarriage. Centauressi, Macchiato, guard the forward engine. Monsoon Squad will cover the rear. Dayan, Zhangyu, and Zhaohui flank from behind and pick off any upshares that approach. What? Jawal? Jawal? Understood. Oh, is that like military speak? I've never heard of that before. I feel like that was like maybe in military speak, but I've never heard of that word before. It's time to show my stuff. As I finish giving orders, the dolls reply in the affirmative, one after another. Like, I'm guessing it's like one of those terms, like, you know, when like the military sometimes say like, hooah, and all that. The sole exception is the doll in green before me, who's stroking her knife as she quirks up an eyebrow. Am I a part of this operation too? I smile sheepishly as I look at her. Well, am I? I mean, we said her name, right? With the Monsoon Squad? That's them, right? After realizing what I have done, I look at Zhaohui, and the embarrassed smile fades from my face. During the years since I left Griffin, Diane Zhangyu and CZ-75, who hadn't arrived in time to meet me, found each other in the contamination zones, started traveling together, and eventually formed a bond. A band. A band what? A band what now? Uh, a band clam tactical squad. I'll just say it like that. I don't know if YouTube likes that word. Monsoon Squad. I don't know if that word has like any other meaning, but I just to be safe. When Dayun and Zhang Yu came to my aid, Zhaohui, the leader of Monsoon Squad, accompanied them without complaint. Strictly speaking, however, she and her squad are not part of the Elmo, and as such, I have no authority over her or any right to give her orders. Alright, so yeah, she is the leader of the Monsoon Squad. I thought it was Dayun, just because, she looks the most mature, and like pretty much she was like the one leading that one story back then when her banner was out. I thought she was the leader, but I guess it's Zhaohui. I'm sorry. I started barking orders without realizing it, and I didn't seek your opinion on the matter. Still, this is something of an emergency, so would you mind if I borrow 2 of your members for the time being? Naturally, if you're willing to help out too. I don't mind at all. As the saying goes, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. That said, Monsoon Squad has not conducted many joint operations with other tactical units in the past, so we're not really used to it. What do you mean you're not used to it? Just stay on the Elmo for a few more days and you'll be right at home. Zhang Yu walks over with a cheerful smile on her face and pats Zhaohui on the shoulder. The commander's super trustworthy, you know. When it comes to fighting, just leave everything to him. Well, I don't fight, but I can command, right? Right, let's go then. Zhaohui nods and says no more. She follows Zhang Yu and the others as they jog down the corridor. As I watch her eye, catching green silhouettes shrink into the distance, I shake my head. Groza hears me and approaches, tactical tablet in hand. Commander, should we hold a welcome party for a Monsoon Squad? I just checked. We have some decorations left over in the storeroom. No, let's leave the welcome party for later. We still don't know what Monsoon thinks about all this, and CZ-75 isn't with them either. It will be very awkward if they end up declining our offer. In that case, what if we have Monsoon Squad put on a guerrilla performance? They just finished an emergency reinforcement mission, so having them put on a show would be a way for them to relax. You can use this opportunity to have a good chat with the rest of Monsoon too. That does sound like it's worth a try. Can you help me make the arrangements, Groza? Just leave it to me. Oh yes, Commander, there's one more thing. She hands me her tablet. The screen shows a new email from Brief. Investigates unusual Varieger activity? Brief sure knows how to saddle me with more work. Can we not take this one? We barely just scraped together these few days of free time. But Commander, the payout for this commission is the biggest we've recently gotten, and besides, Brief hands out commissions based on the contractor's previous performance. Let me guess, we're in the red again. Most perceptive, Commander. We spent a lot on that operation to assist 404, and now that we have more people on the Elmo, we may have to throw ourselves on Miss Callan's mercy when we arrive and live. At this rate, it'll be a mercy if we actually make it to live in the first place. Take care of this commission too. We'll head out once Monsoon Squad does their show. Understood. 2 days ago, on the Elmo, going even more in the past. The lounge is packed with people even though it's close to midnight. Monsoon Squad's first Guerrilla Live has just ended in a resounding success. Oh, okay, so this is... Okay, it went into the future, but 2 days before that whole train thing, I guess. Marvelous. Your dancing was magical, Zhang Yu. I thought Miss Diane's Gus Hung music was moving too. I prefer Miss Zhaohui's Swana accompaniment meant? The solo near the end was quite stirring. Upon hearing people praise them, Jungyu puffs up her chest and with a smug look on her face. How's that, Commander? I did well, didn't I? Hmm, yes you did. My hands are actually sore from clapping. Too bad we couldn't do the complete show because Faye isn't here. If all of the Monsoon were here and we had Faye to play the drums for us, we'd really bring the house down. Isn't that right, big sis? Zhaohui? Zhangyu merely grabs Diane with one hand and Zhaohui with the other, placing herself between them. Yes, I do hope Faye will be able to return soon. My dear sister's been rather listless while handling the drums without Faye around her to be her sparring partner. Every member of Monsoon truly is indispensable. Diane smiles and squishes Zhangyu's cheeks. In contrast, Zhaohui puts the Swana away and silently takes a step away from the group. That would be dependable on the circumstances. At times, removing an unnecessary cord improves the piece as a whole. What's that supposed to mean? Since when did Big Sis put unnecessary stuff into her work? There aren't any in Monsoon's compositions, but the same does not necessarily apply to others. Zhaohui shoots me a meaningful look. Huh? What do you mean, others? You're just looking for a reason to slack off, aren't you? Big Sis, see what she's doing. Zhangyu pouts in annoyance, but Zhaohui pays her no further heed, merely nodding to me in acknowledgement before leaving the group entirely. She finds a quiet corner and begins looking at her communications terminal. The lounge is warmly lit and full of life, yet this green figure seems to radiate an aura that deters others. Occasionally, curious dolls try to approach her, but in the end, they were driven off by Zhaohui's cold intensity. I should take this opportunity to speak with Zhaohui. After making up my mind, I begin heading toward her. However, right as I do, Zhaohui suddenly puts her terminal away and approaches me instead. Commander, are you free? There's something I'd like to discuss with you. Hmm? Of course. In fact, I was just about to speak to you. Zhaohui raises an eyebrow in surprise. I'll get right to it then. Commander, I would like to leave the Emma for a while. Pardon? Please don't get me wrong. This is purely a personal matter. A friend of mine needs my help with a commission, and I think that it is a good chance to consider the future for you, me, and Monsoon Squad. Zhaohui's words take me completely by surprise. Still, she has a point. This is a good chance for her to take some time and consider the future of Monsoon Squad. By all means, I have no objections to that. Thank you, Commander. That's all I had to say. You said you wanted to speak to me? All the words I had in mind seemed to lose all meaning in the face of Zhaohui's calm expression. Oh well, perhaps right now is not the right time. It's nothing. We can talk about it when you get back. Since you're heading out, you should talk to your teammates about it. After giving up on the idea of having an in-depth conversation with Zhaohui, I nod to her and leave the lounge. Zhaohui watches the commander leave, and then she turns her gaze to Zhangyu and Diane, who are in the middle of a throng of dolls. Should she interrupt this lively gathering now? Zhaohui wonders. However, Diane seems to sense Zhaohui looking at her, and she soon exits the group to approach the ladder. Zhaohui, what are you talking about with the commander just now? He was just saying hello. Was he? You seem rather subdued tonight for some reason. Are you still not used to this place? I apologize for not being considerate. It was my fault for asking you to come all the way out here with us. There is a worried look on Diane's face, as though she already knows what's weighing on Zhaohui's heart. However, Zhaohui dismisses it with a slight shake of her head. You don't have to apologize. We're a team. And it's only natural that we should travel together. Trusting in you was also a collective decision. And Faye would have come too if she were able. Thank you. I wonder what this Faye is like. Seems like... I'm guessing that'll be like the fourth member. Oh yeah, she is part of Monsoon Squad, it seems. But, we haven't seen her yet. Yeah, we'd love to see her. To see what she's like. With that being said, would you like to meet some of my past friends? Miss Groves had mentioned she'd hoped tonight would help you get acquainted with everyone, but it appears to have inconvenienced you instead. Zhaohui shakes her head again. There's no need for that. We still have a lot of time. We don't have to rush things. After this roundabout refusal, the two of them briefly fall silent. Zhaohui once again glances toward the center of the lounge, where Zhang is happily discussing the finer points of her performance with several of the Elmo dolls in the space that was cleared out for their show. She contemplates her words for a moment, and then she speaks again. What do you plan to do after this? Will you stay on the Elmo? Well, we plan to... Zhaohui, are you saying you're not going to stay with us? I am simply unsure as to whether remaining here is the right choice. Monsoon Squad ought to be like the wind, should we not? Constantly on the move, constantly setting out on new travels. At the very least, that was what I believed when I first agreed to become leader. Zhaohui. Hey, big sis, Zhaohui. What's going on? You both look so serious. Let me in on it too. Upon seeing Diane and Zhaohui whispering to each other, Zhang immediately excuses herself and scampers over, inserting herself between the two of them. Zhang we're discussing Monsoon's future. Zhaohui doesn't give Diane the chance to soften the blow. If we remain on the Elmo, then will Monsoon still be Monsoon? I want to know what you and Faye think about all this. Of course we will. Monsoon's the same anywhere we go, right? No, wait. Why are you talking about this all of a sudden? And why did you bring Faye into this? What are you getting at, Zhaohui? After her outburst, Zhang glances over at Diane's frowning face, and understanding gradually dawns on her. Wait, are you saying you want to break up Monsoon? Zhang Yu's sudden exclamation draws a curious look from the nearby dolls. Zhang Yu grabs Zhaohui by the shoulders and starts shaking her, not daring to believe her ears. Zhaohui remains silent, neither nodding nor shaking her head. But why? We're a team, aren't we? Even if you're the leader, you can't decide to break us up just like that. Yes, Zhaohui, even if you're not used to the Elmo. Calm down and listen to me. I didn't say I was going to break up Monsoon. Zhaohui calmly raises her terminal and shows it to the two of them. I might be the squad leader, but I have never once felt that Monsoon's fate is mine to decide. I know that the Elmo and the Commander have a place in your hearts, just as I know Monsoon has a place in ours. Therefore, what I put forward was merely a suggestion, one that requires Faye's involvement as well. Let me see. Zhang Yu studies the terminal and finds the latest message in the squad's group chat. I would like you to decide on the future of Monsoon Squad's roster before I finish my commission. Huh? Wait, what commission? Did Monsoon Squad get a new commission? No, not Monsoon Squad, just me. I received a personal request from an old friend just now. Do you remember Amita? That name does sound familiar. Isn't she that broker friend of yours who saved you and helped fix up your frame? Indeed, she asked me to help bodyguard a friend of hers. I checked the location of the commission, and it's located in the nearby city. It's just a few hours away by train. Huh? So you're going to run off by yourself to handle a commission, and you're leaving us here to what? Decide whether you're staying or going? Zhaohui, do we even need to think about this? Zhang Yu. Of course you do. Monsoon has never encountered a situation like this before, and I believe that we all need to take some time to think about it. In any case, I've already spoken to the commander about leaving the Elmo for the time being. I see. So that exchange just now was... Did the commander agree to it? Zhaohui nods. Alright, I understand. Big sis? Zhang Yu tugs unhappily on Diane's sleeve, but the latter merely nods. It seems she has accepted Zhaohui's suggestion. In that case, how much time will we have to decide? Zhaohui turns to look at Diane. Her expression seems much more composed in contrast to Diane's worried look and Zhang Yu's scowling face. Not too long. The commission will be 2 weeks long. I hope that we'll meet again. When we meet again, we'll be able to make a decision that none of us will regret. Okay. Wait, that was just a cutscene? Oh, I didn't even realize that was a cutscene. I thought we were about to go into a battle. Okay. Well, this one has a battle. What the heck? We're gonna fight a Vepli and Groza. This feels like maybe a I don't know. Like a sparring match or training. But like I feel like Zhaohui needs to leave soon. Are they gonna fight Zhaohui before before she leaves? Okay. Oh look, we're already out. The crisp sound of footsteps echoes down the alley. Zhaohui follows the address displayed on her terminal and turns a corner into yet another rundown alley. The already poor lighting is obscured by further by the tall, crumbling walls around her, making the cramped alley appear even more oppressive. Are Ada and the Talia Troupe really located here? Jiahui comes to a halt as she eyes her surroundings in suspicion before checking the terminal again. However, the terminal indicates that the blinking icon of her destination is close by. Looks like they are. Still, this commission of Amida's is really 2 days ago on the Elmo. Again, Jiahui's terminal has been vibrating throughout the show. Upon noticing this name blinking on the screen, Jiahui quickly excuses herself and leaves. After finding a quiet corner, Jiahui takes this call. What's the matter, Amida? Jiahui, are you free? Can you help bodyguard a friend of mine? Our theater troupe is going on tour in the Yellow Zones for a couple of weeks, but she's been really unlucky lately and keeps getting harassed by weirdos, so I'm a little worried. I wanted to hire a PMC squad to protect her, but she said the troupe couldn't afford to hire security, and they were worried that the security people would interfere with the performances because they don't know about showbiz. Plus, she said she didn't want me to pay, and basically just shut down all my suggestions. So I thought and thought about who I knew that could fight and understood this theater stuff, and in the end, only you came to mind. But if she won't accept bodyguards, then how am I supposed to protect her? I've got a brilliant idea, or plan. Just say that you're a friend of mine and that you want to join her troupe as an assistant to gain some performance experience. She's a nice person, and I'm sure she'll say yes too if she hears that a friend needs help. I didn't say I was free to take the commission. But you answered me. That means you're definitely open to it. Her name is Ida, and this is where she and her troupe are staying for the time being. Please help me out. I'll pay you for this. You don't have to. It'll be doing you a favor. After ensuring that the address is correct, Zhaohui heads into the depths of the twisted alley. Just then, a scream comes from within. Ah! The panicked shriek seems especially loud in the dark confines of the alley. Zhaohui breaks into a sprint as she runs toward the source of the sound, but then she sees a dark shape suddenly burst out of the shadows and dart past her. He took my bag, stop him! Before the voice finishes speaking, Zhaohui has already turned around and is hot on the heels of the robber. The robber clearly doesn't expect Zhaohui to catch up soon and pulls out a knife, swinging it wildly at her. Zhaohui nimbly evades the slashing knife and kicks it away before grabbing the robber's arm with lightning speed. With a quick reversal of her grip to take him off of his feet, she slams him to the ground and pins him there. Ugh, ow, 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 that hurts. Zhaohui ignores the robber's cries of pain and unwinds the cloth from her arm, using it to hogtie the man. After that, she picks up the bag the robber was holding and heads back into the depths of the alley. There is a boy who is struggling to get to his feet, a hat that lies before him on the dusty alley ground. Zhaohui walks up to him, then picks up the hat before stuffing it and the bag into the boy's hands. Here, your things. Yes? The boy is clearly still shocked as he numbly accepts his belongings from her. Zhaohui gently pats his shoulder like she's trying to console him. It's okay. Just catch your breath. I'll contact the police. They'll send someone over to take care of this soon. Thank you. After hugging his bag and panting heavily for a bit, the boy finally manages to calm down. He stands up, dusts himself off, and puts his hat back on his head before bowing slightly to Zhaohui. Thank you. Thank you very much for your help just now. In stark contrast to his tatty clothes, the boy's voice is clear and compelling. Don't worry about it. It was nothing. Still, why did you come here by yourself? Do you live here? I guess, sort of. The truth is, I came here to collect inspiration. I'm from an acting troupe. Oh, here we go. We have a play which we're going to perform while doing a charity tour in the Yellow Zone, but my gut told me that there was room for improvement. So I asked everyone in the troupe to come here to take in the surroundings so we could understand the audience better. See? I look just like a Yellow Zoner, right? Well, you do look like a Yellow Zone resident I've seen before. See? Everyone in the troupe was saying that this outfit was perfect for the female lead to wear while traveling in the Yellow Zone. Oh, I thought this was a I thought this was a guy. The female lead. Oh, it is a guy. Zhaohui scans the boy again. Yep, our play is about two girls becoming friends and adventuring in various parts of the world. No, what I want to ask is, you're a girl? The boy blinks and then reaches up to his hat. She removes it, and a shock of soft, combed hair spills out as she laughs merrily. Okay, it is a girl. Yep, 100% girl right here. Looks like my immersive style of cultural inspiration was a great success. Immersive style. This outfit might look raggedy and all, but it's our actual stage costume. I'm wearing it so I can get into character more easily. Still, I didn't expect to get robbed even though I looked so destitute. Just my luck, I guess. Um, Although, when you think about it, it's quite common for people in these areas to get robbed too. Maybe I should try and work this part into the script as well. The girl pulls down her terminal and quickly notes it down. The girl's panic from just now seems to fade as she gets more and more into her immersive cultural inspiration. It is only when she finally finishes making her notes that she realizes that there is someone beside her, waiting patiently. I'm sorry, I ended up getting carried away and babbling nonsense. You must have been bored, right? I mean, thank you very much for what you did just now. I'm an actress from the Italia troupe. May I know who you... Hello, I am Zhaohui. Zhaohui holds out a hand to her, a faint, slightly rigid curve tugging at the corners of her lips. Do you know, perhaps, Miss Aida of the Italia troupe? Eh? And that's what happened, manager. What do you think of Miss Zhaohui? Can she join us? She comes highly recommended by that broker friend of mine. Wait, where's Ida? Because I don't think it's her. I'm guessing that's like someone else from the troupe. After returning to the troupe's temporary quarters, the girl explains Zhaohui's circumstances to the troupe manager. The manager gives Zhaohui's CV a once-over and is very pleased by it. Wait, is that her? Is that Ida? No, I guess not, because they would name her that. I didn't expect you to be a doll with both stage and combat experience, Miss Zhaohui. Is that broker friend of yours who's vouching for her the one who burst into tears while watching our previous show? If I'm not wrong, her name sounded like yours. Something... Duh? That's her. Yes, her name is Amita. Oh, I guess... Oh, she's Ida, okay. I thought like it's like the commander where they don't show the model. I guess, yeah, she's Ida. She might be small, but she's a big figure in the background or underground broker business. Yes, I remember her. The contamination zones really do breed talented people. The manager looks at Zhaohui. To be honest, we're really hurting for manpower for this tour. Anyone with plenty of experience and who can handle many roles is more than welcome to join us, doll or otherwise. However, this is a charity tour in the contamination zones. We won't be making much in the way of fees, and the troupe budget is, well, your salary might be. The manager smiles bitterly. It's alright. I'm here to get experience. Being paid for it is secondary. I'm glad that doesn't bother you. So, that is a yes, manager? Yes, yes, of course. Frankly speaking, I need to thank you for joining us on such short notice, Miss Zhaohui. The troop manager looks at Zhaohui and holds out a welcoming hand. Glad to have you with us, Miss Zhaohui. The Italian troop welcomes you. Beside the manager, Aida laughs and pats Zhaohui on the shoulder. Yep. We'll be travel buddies going forward, Miss Zhaohui. Oh, here we go, the battles. And now we get the battles. Okay, here we go. Am I gonna spawn in here? Let me do it as before. Let me get rid of these guys. I guess I'll let the drag. Hold on. How do I... Oh, I just gotta withdraw them, okay. Let me just do it this way. I want me to go first, then Ulrid, then you, then Michitu. There we go. Got my favorite people here on the on the battle now. Okay. Yeah, not what I expected for the story. I thought maybe... Like, I think I remember back in that Balin broadcasting, they said that she was like a band member. And I thought it would be something related to band stuff, but no, this is more like what are we doing? Like carnival stuff? Like just a show? Yeah, this is more like showmanship stuff. Not really like a rock band. I mean, I guess they did a little bit of it, right? Like they did a performance. Alright, finish them off. There we go. Oh, that was it. That was the whole mission there. Okay. We can do one more. I think we have time for one more now. Alright, here we go. Yeah, not what I expected. I guess in a way it is similar. It's still like entertainment in a way. But yeah, we're in a different kind of business. The Italian troops convoy pulls slowly into the settlement and comes to a halt amidst loud cheering. A vehicle door opens with the troop dismounts, depositing huge crates on the patch of open ground. The girl at their head gives everyone present a breezy greeting. The wrinkles between Zhaohui's eyebrows soften a little as she takes in the boisterous crowd outside. She drags a couple of heavy crates from the cargo bed and follows after the girl. Where are we putting these crates? Just put them beside the advertising billboards for now. Zhaohui? Those crates are kinda heavy, aren't they? You should let the props department move them. It's alright. It's no trouble for me. Yeah, because she's a doll. She's got that robot strength. As she says so, Zhaohui hoists the crates into a large circular clearing that's ringed by a fence of wooden posts and old rope. She lays the crates in the center of the space reserved for the stage, then bends down to straighten a bunch of simple-looking billboards. Said billboards were made just for this show. Their pitted surfaces are covered in huge, eye-catching letters. The Day Breaks Oath play is now on tour. As she sees what Zhaohui is doing, the girl laughs and heads over to help. You're way too nice. While we took you on as an assistant, you ended up doubling as an escort and took out all those elites too. That must have been hard. You don't need to take on all these other tasks as well. Not at all. I'm helping myself by doing that too. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine with her. Like, they don't really... I guess when it comes to energy and stuff, they don't really tire it out. There aren't many troops out there who welcome doll assistants, and I'd like more show experience myself. Don't say that. You know the state of our troops in. We're lucky enough to have people wanting to help out. We don't have the right to be picky. Speaking of which, are you trying to build up this experience because of that band of yours? I remember Amita said something about a monsoon or something. What a nice name. Going wherever you please like the wind. You must have been into a lot of places in the past, right? Zhaohui's hand freezes mid-movement, but only for a second. Yes, we've been to many satellite cities. So you get to travel and perform with your friends. So envious. Ada smiles and sighs quietly. For some reason, there's a hint of sadness in her expression. Miss Aida. Huh? Is something wrong? Miss Aida, aren't you traveling with a troupe too? Yeah, everyone here is a friend of mine, but there are times when I wish I had a closer friend around. Well, let's leave it at that aside for now. I suddenly remembered that it's going to be a while before rehearsals, so could you do me a favor, Miss Zhaohui? What do you need? Ada pulls a copy of the script and her comm terminal from her bag. Well, I heard one of the residents say there was an abandoned town around here, not far from our camp. Could you accompany me there? I'd like to take this opportunity to gather more inspiration about the Yellow Zone. I'm sure the manager and the others will feel better with you around, right, manager? Aida waves to the manager, who is fairly close by. After seeing her sunny smile, the manager has no choice but to wave back. Go ahead, but don't take too long and stay safe. I'll be fine with Miss Zhaohui around, don't worry. Let's head out then, Miss Zhaohui. Our jeep is this way, follow me. Here we go, battle time. Okay, we're somewhat flying past this. Somewhat. Yeah, the first two scenes were long. I thought it'll be like that for the entire thing, but I might be able to do, I guess, one more after this if it just ends here. Yeah, I think that was like 5 minutes worth of the dialogue, like that whole scene just now. If it just ends after this battle. So maybe it's not that bad for me to do like a lot. Yeah, like I still remember like in the past, like when I would I feel like it felt longer with the story. And I feel like I'm just used to that, but like recently the stories have been going by a lot faster compared to before. Oh no, we're not done yet. We got more story. Screech. In keeping with Aida's request, Zhaohui brings the jeep to a halt on the streets of the abandoned town. The moment it stops, Aida practically bursts out the door and runs over to the stand in front of the cluster of ruined buildings. Now these look pretty intact. The walls on the side collapse, and the pipes are all rusted though. Still, they make for a good reference, along with the abandoned cabling here. I should get footage of the cracks on the walls too. Aida holds her terminal up and begins recording her surroundings as she walks forward. What a shame. This town is completely ruined. I wonder why. Neelids, collapse radiation, Varjägers, take your pick. Zhaohui keeps a watchful eye on the surroundings as she walks behind Aida. Still, I can see old signs of a firefight. Perhaps the residents fought Varjägers here. I see. So those Varjägers are everywhere, aren't they? Looks like you need to know how to defend yourself when traveling the yellow zones. Aida's mood turns morose all of a sudden. However, she soon perks up and begins rattling off questions while filming her surroundings. Miss Zhaohui, since you travel with your friends all the time, you must have passed through the yellow zones quite often, right? Are your friends as awesome as you are? Yes, they're skilled at both fighting and performing. Wow, that's amazing. Then, are they on tour recently? Why didn't they come with you? The sudden question about why she has parted ways with her friends catches Zhaohui off guard, and she lapses into silence. After thinking about her answer for a bit, Zhaohui is about to speak when she hears a suspicious sound, footsteps on a paved road, and the sound of an unfamiliar male voice speaking. Didn't you say you saw that woman leave the troop with her friend? Where the heck is she? Search harder. There are jeeps by the side of the road. They can't have gotten far. Before Aida can react, Zhaohui grabs her hand and ducks behind a nearby wall with her. Zhaohui looks Aida in the eye, then shakes her head and speaks in a quiet voice. Shh, we're being followed. What? I don't know who they are, but it seems they're gunning for you. There are 2 of them. Wait, me? Aida's body begins to tremble. Sensing Aida's fear, Zhaohui gently but firmly presses down on her shoulder. Aida, have you ever seen an upside-down tortoise? Their little legs flailing in the air as they try to get upright? What? Stay here and don't move. I'll show you how. Right as she finishes speaking, Zhaohui springs out of cover. The green flash, her bullets, and her blades shriek through the air toward the 2 men peering into the rubble. They are instantly thrown into disarray and stumble back into the ruined walls, completely off balance. The F are you running for? Shoot her. It's just one girl. She's too fast. I can't even get. The green-colored flash interrupts his reply with a kick, and his attempt at striking back is cut off by an emerald knife hand strike. The leading man goes down, and Zhaohui steps in to fill the gap. Green tinted knife slices through the air in front of the other man, cutting off his escape and cornering him in an instant. In less time than it takes to draw breath, the knife's edge presses against the man's throat, and Zhaohui speaks coldly. I wonder what does Aida think about this? Because it sounds like a very, very brutal scene. Because Amida said that, people have been harassing them, right? But I feel like this is the next level. This might be like the most danger she's been. Freeze. Using ropes from their jeep, Zhaohui trusses them up like turkeys and leaves them tied upside down by the roadside. She then dusts off her hands before lightly clapping a hand on Aida's shoulder. See? Upside down tortoises won't be winning any races with bunnies, that's for sure. I feel like Aida might be traumatized by this scene. The bound men are struggling and appear to be trying to speak, but their gags prevent them from doing so. All they can manage are muffled vocalizations. As Aida watches them squirm in their bonds, the tension finally leaks from her, and she laughs. Okay, maybe it's not that bad. I thought maybe she might be a bit too sheltered, where she might not be used to this. Because yeah, she just said that she gets harassed, but I thought maybe life-threatening stuff might be another story. I feel much better now. Thank you, Zhaohui. You're welcome. Still, who are these people? Why would they go after you? I don't know. Aida bites her lip and shakes her head. Upon seeing that Aida is completely clueless, Zhaohui walks up and pulls out the gag from one of them. Why are you following Aida? Who sent you? Our employer told us to follow the lead actress of the troupe. We're just doing this because we were paid. We don't know anything. Who hired you? It was an anonymous request made through the underground markets. How the heck would we know? Why don't you ask this chick who would have a grudge against her? The man's answer is direct and to the point. Zhaohui turns to look at Aida. Well, Aida? A grudge against me? Aida clenches her fist and thinks for a bit, but then she shakes her head. I'm sorry, Miss Zhaohui. I can't think of anyone. Could they be going after the troupe? I mean, I'm their lead actress. Zhaohui falls silent for a moment, then turns back to the bound men, her knife raised. However, just as Zhaohui is about to bring it to their necks, Aida suddenly steps up and tugs on Zhaohui. Miss Zhaohui, please wait. Zhaohui frowns. Aida tightens her grip around Zhaohui's arms and shakes her head worriedly. You won't learn anything if you keep questioning them, right? The show hasn't even started yet, and the troupe will have to stay here for a while. If we end up offending someone now... Alright, I understand. Zhaohui swipes her knife through the air one more time before returning to its sheath. The ropes binding the men come apart, and the two upside-down tortoises fall heavily to the ground. Zhaohui leans against the two men's jeep and icily watches the two men trying to free themselves. I'm letting you go because Aida pleaded for you. Don't let me see you again. Yes, ma'am. The two suspicious-looking men quickly drive away under Zhaohui's watchful gaze. As she watches them leave, Aida bows to Zhaohui. I'm sorry, Miss Zhaohui. I didn't mean to stop you from looking into things just now. No need to apologize. I understand. The troupe doesn't need distractions before the show begins. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So, I have another imposition to make. Aida puts her hands together and bows slightly to Zhaohui. Could you please not tell the others about this? I don't want the others to worry about me. Please? Please, Miss Zhaohui, please. In the end, Aida's sincere plea triumphs over Zhaohui. Alright, I'll keep quiet about this, but if anything comes up that disturbs the show, I'll tell the troupe the truth. Yeah, that's fine. It's a deal then. Thanks, Miss Zhaohui. Oh yeah, we should head back to our camp. Rehearsal ought to be starting soon, and we spent enough time out here as it is. Aida hurriedly hurries over to the jeep parked nearby. Zhaohui jogs after her, but she casts her eyes to the distance, toward the direction of the men's vehicle. Okay. Yeah, we'll do maybe a little bit. Got 5 minutes left. that I'm able to record. Yeah, we're somewhat going by this fast. Feel like I'll be able to like do the usual. Like I've been noticing that in the recent ones, I was able to like finish it within like 3 videos. This might also be the case too. All right. Oh, it's another long cutscene. Okay. I'll like read whatever we got, and then like when time is up, I do have to skip so I can leave. Gotta go and all that. Night falls, and the Troupe campsite, which was bustling with activity during the day, has calmed down as everyone retires to their quarters to rest. However, Zhaohui is quietly opening the door to her quarters. After quickly looking around outside and ensuring everything is normal, she surreptitiously that word drives away from the campsite. Her jeep races over to the wilderness, toward the abandoned town Zhaohui and Nagita has visited in the day for their cultural inspiration. She parks outside the town, then dismounts before examining her surroundings and the ground. The two of them left from here. These tire tracks look new, and they match the model of their jeep and the direction they took to leave. That's right, these are the tracks. She follows the somewhat indistinct tire tracks, the jeep turning here and there, stopping and starting again. Finally, Zhaohui comes to a halt outside a secluded valley. Before her are dozens of vehicle tracks, all leading toward the valley's mouth. What's going on here? Zhaohui parks her jeep in a secluded corner and cautiously approaches the mouth of the valley. She looks for a good vantage point, which she can use to peer deeper within. At its floor, she sees several rows of dilapidated houses. Their lights illuminate the valley and the vehicle of various makes driving through it, as well as the people patrolling beside them. Even from afar, my voice is giving out. The unique style of dress instantly tells Zhaohui who they are. Varjagers. Zhaohui frowns. The Varjagers are endemic to the Yellow Zones, so finding one of their bases isn't exactly out of the ordinary. However, the men she caught earlier today didn't seem like Varjagers, so what exactly is going on here? Just as Zhaohui sinks into thought, she hears a sound from nearby. We found it, over here. Zhaohui quickly ducks behind a pile of rocks and looks at the source of the sound. A pair of figures walk through the night. The one in front appears to be a girl, and the one behind is wearing a huge coat. There seems to be something familiar about them. Zhaohui ups the output of her visual modules, but just as she's about to study them in more detail, they suddenly turn toward her. Look out! There's someone up ahead! The speaker opens fire, and a bullet kicks up a spray of sand at Zhaohui's feet. The girl is already running toward her. Zhaohui ducks behind a nearby wall. The fact that they have managed to spot her so easily is a clear sign that they aren't ordinary people, and normally, picking a one-on-one fight would not be wise. However, if the one in the back is someone important, then taking them out might be a good idea too. Upon making up her mind, Zhaohui bursts out from behind a pile of rocks and throws her grapple rope out at the coated figure. Look out! The girl immediately turns to cover Zhaohui's target, but she can't swat the grapple away in time. The coated figure executes a combat roll and evades the thrown spike. However, Zhaohui has already launched herself forward by now. Commander! What? Wait, is it us? Another burst of bullets dodges Zhaohui's steps, drowning the girl's words. Zhaohui evades them with a rapid dash, and her hands tighten around her knife as she leaps forward again. The blade slashes through the fabric of the coat, and the lights reflecting from the knife's blade illuminates into Ware's face. Commander? It's me! Zhaohui? Oh man. That's funny. Yeah, this feels like a good place to end it here. Okay. Well, that's kind of funny. Like, she tried to leave, and then we're back. It all came to full circle, but yeah, we'll see what this whole thing's about. And yeah, I do gotta go and skip all. Because yeah, can't record like after this video here. Gotta wait for a bit. But yeah, next time, we'll continue on here. Yeah, I feel like we're making good progress. And yeah, I'm really curious about the next update, man. Because yeah, when I watched the Balin broadcasting, this update seems to be like it doesn't look like a bad update, but it definitely felt like the most underwhelming one compared to the other ones because they usually have like more stuff. Like yeah, I'm sure I'll enjoy the story here, but it is kind of curious where it feels like a normal update, like just like normal event story and new doll. It feels like the most normal one out of all of them, but like it doesn't feel bad at the same time because I feel like I will still enjoy the content regardless because so far I don't think there was like a bad event at all, in my opinion. Like maybe some are less impressive than the others, or I guess it's more like there are some that are better than the others. That would probably be a better way to put it. But yeah, this one feels yeah, I mean, yeah, when I watched the updates, it definitely felt different. But I am curious to like the next one because apparently it's supposed to be a really big one. So yeah, I guess I'll wait and see about that. So yeah, guys, that'll be for now. That's game.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good